All right, welcome back. When a serious wreck or injury happens, our next guest is there for you because for John Griffith of GriffithLaw Injury Lawyers, he says it's not just about legal representation. It's about building trust and showing genuine care for his clients. We love to hear that. Welcome in, John.
Thank you very much, Laura. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I want to talk about how you got into this line of work because you've kind of seen both sides of the coin.
Well, I tell people I kind of unlucked into my first job. My first career was an insurance adjuster. I worked for Progressive Insurance. It was my job to go out and meet people, go into their homes and settle their cases and try to get them settled on the spot. So we were trained by lawyers to how to do that, and I just thought a lot of that, there were some things that happened that I felt were not very fair to the employee, to the people that were hurt. I say I was between a rock and a rock. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, but I had to do what I couldn't please the company at the same time. So that motivated me to go to law school, and I did that, and it's just been my passion. I started law school knowing I wanted to be a personal injury lawyer. So that has been, I think everything happens for a reason. I hated that job, but I think it was God's path for me to take me what I needed to know to do what I do now, hopefully extremely well for my clients.
Oh, that's amazing. You know what? I totally believe everything's set up on purpose.
Yes.
And you know,
even though you don't know it at the time.
Oh, you never know it until afterwards.
That's
when you
right.
look back, you're like, okay, I see it now. And you know what I love? Okay, so you have a free guide to help people kind of understand their rights and feel confident when it comes to a case like this. And it comes in this form of this beautiful book that you've created. Why is that so important? You say knowledge is power. When people get hurt, they're not necessarily looking for a lawyer right away. They're not thinking, oh, I need to sue them. They're looking for answers, and the only contact they have immediately without a lawyer is an insurance adjuster's call them. And they're nice. Some of them, most are trained to be nice. Imagine that. You have to train somebody to be nice. But they don't know that they develop a level of trust, and you can't always do that because their first offer, for example, they're testing you. It's a test to see how cheap they can get away with your case. And I can give you stories where we've gotten over 50 times what they've offered, their last best offer. So people are looking for information, and the problem is if they don't have a good lawyer who knows what they're doing, this is all that I do. If they don't have a good lawyer, they're going to make some mistakes. And so I got tired, I got frustrated that people are making these mistakes. I'm like, I'm just gonna give away this information, and whether you hire me or not, you're going to have this information and you're going to be in a better case, no matter if you represent yourself. If you have a small case, you can use this book to settle your own case. That's why I wrote it, because a lot of attorneys aren't going to take a case that's, you know, just a whiplash for 2 weeks. But there's still ways that you can increase the value of your case. John Griffith for the people. Okay, so I want to dive into some of these mistakes because they're the 10 worst mistakes that you say that we can make. You say not taking photos of the accident, which is very, very, very important. It's number one.
It seems common sense that you would take photos, but like, where's the placement of the cars? We have people that get rear-ended in simple, clearly at fault wrecks, and the insurance companies later deny it. They do that on a regular basis. They say, oh, you stopped suddenly, you know, for no reason, and they just make up stuff. So take pictures of skid marks, every angle of the car. If you can take it at the scene, that's great. And more importantly now, the number of surveillance cameras that are around on streets, on buildings. If you're at an intersection, look at all of the businesses around there that are going to have surveillance cameras. We have been able to turn cases around because we've gotten off our butts and we've gone out there and we've found surveillance. You've got to get on it early though, because if you don't get on it early, the surveillance cameras get overwritten, like usually every 30 days, some 7 days. Some metro officers, their dash cams are not always saved, so you've got to get on it. And if you don't have a lawyer that knows what they're doing, has been through this, then you're not going to do that. Another thing that people often do is this sounds weird, but they go to a primary care doctor for an injury. And the reason that can be dangerous, not dangerous, but the primary care doctors will tell you, usually for a sore neck and back, they'll say, here's some Flexeril, come back in 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 weeks sometimes. The problem is, as an adjuster, they're trained to say, oh, they're looking for gaps in treatment. And let's say you went in a day of wreck and you had neck pain, and then 2 days later you developed lower back pain, but your doctor told you not to come back for 6 weeks. Then that insurance company is going to say, they're lying. They've not been to the doctor for 6 weeks. They weren't complaining immediately, so they must be lying. They're making this up. And that's the frustrating thing. So if it's not in a doctor's note, it didn't happen. But the best thing is go to an orthopedic.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate you. That was fascinating, everyone. If you need someone in your corner, contact Griffith Law. You can find them online and get Griffith.com. Again, that website is getgriffith.com, or call that number right there on your screen.
Thank you.